Hi everyone, we're over in Wales. We're at, well, at the moment we're at RSPB site. We've always driven past it, we always wanted to stop off. And today we're off to shoot the seaside in Llandudno. Hopefully there's going to be a sunset, but don't know. It's a bit of a gamble. But yeah. Good reason to stop off at the reserve, so let's go and see what we can find there. Apparently there are wild ponies in this section, so let's see if we can find them. Okay, fair enough, they're not that difficult to find. The area is not that big. Still a cool little feature. You come to a bird sanctuary essentially, and you get ponies as a bonus. Pretty cool. They also have hides here, as you may have thought anyway. So yeah, if you want to come and take some pictures, pretty good place. I mean, there's not that much here today, but you certainly wouldn't be the only person with a tripod around here. You walk in and pretty much every other person's got a tripod with them. Now, I don't think you can see too well, but that's Conwy Castle over there. So I imagine if you came to the right height with the right lens and you were lucky enough to see something interesting, you could probably come out with a nice shot of a bird with a castle in the background, which would be pretty cool. Okay, so we've done a lap around the reserve, if you like. Essentially it's like a little lake that they created, and it's quite nice. If you just go for a walk, I imagine you'd do it in an hour, probably less than that. If you stop off at the heights and have a look at what's actually flying about, what's in the lake, you're looking at a bit longer. But the good thing is it's not too busy today. I imagine high season, whenever that is for bird watching, it gets busier. But like today, you could easily go into one of the rooms. Some of them are concealed buildings, so you could go in. It's not too cold, there's no wind. Just have a sandwich whilst you're looking out. Set up your tripod, have your binoculars at the ready, and yeah, you can definitely spend some nice time around here. But unless you've got 600mm to play with, yeah, don't bother, because you need the reach. They're quite far, and even when they seem like they're not that far, you still need quite a lot. Right, so we're now probably going to go back to the car unless there's another hide on the way, have a little bite to eat, and then head over to Llandudno to shoot some seascapes. I'm looking forward to that. Right, so our sandwich hide. Okay, so I wanted a pebbly beach, as in just a beach with some stones and some pebbles, you know, as a sort of foreground interest. And Llandudno is one of those places where there's a load of pebbles and stones on the beach. Except that I've never seen it at low tide, which is what it is today. And as you can see, yeah, at low tide it's very sandy down there. So pebbles are here, but they're quite close to the actual promenade. So I don't know. There's some stones further, you know, further afield, but I don't know whether it's going to work. But we'll have a look. I'm after a simplistic shot today, anyway. Okay, so we're just walking around scouting the beach essentially, and the way it looks is over there towards the pier, towards town, the pebbles are bigger but they're further up, and then lower down you just get pretty much pure sand, which is not really what I've got in mind. And then the further you get in that direction, away from town, the pebbles become smaller and they stretch further out into the sea, and also it looks like maybe some rocks out in the well, in the sea, I suppose, stretching out a little bit, which is what I was after. So I'm hoping that I can find something there. If not, there's a couple of places with potential a little bit further back that we saw, so we can always go back to those. Okay, never mind that idea. The only way to get there is over these boulders, and they're completely covered in seaweed, and I don't want to break my leg. So let's keep looking. Right, regardless of whether there's a shot or not, this is a pretty cool place. This is just at the end of the beach in Llandudno, and you've got these little caves which are exposed, at least at low tide, which is what it is now. And yeah, not a single person about. It's just got that deserted island feel to it. It's just really weird, pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just really experimenting. I had a number of compositions, nothing spectacular, but basically various things that I wanted to shoot over there. But because the tide's coming in slowly now, every time I get it set up, by the time you've taken a few shots, you need to take a few steps back, recompose and focus on something else, because it's soon reaching your tripod. You're so soon in there, but we haven't got wellies yet. Well, Jo's got some, but she left them in a cart, so I can't be in the water. So yeah, really experimenting with the shutter speeds, because depending on how quickly the wave's coming in, you may want it slower, faster. Even if the light level stays the same, the shutter speed, you may want to change it, because it's the foam in the water that gives the water texture. If the shutter speed's too long, you can't see that there's any water there at all. It just looks like there's just wet sand. If your shutter speed's too fast, you end up freezing the water, which isn't really what I've got in mind. So it's getting the balance right, and at the moment I'm struggling with that a little bit. And the fact that you have to move all the time doesn't make it any easier. hopefully when I open it back up in Lightroom, there's going to be at least one image that's going to be okay. There's not going to be anything amazing, but I'm just practicing really. Right, we're done with experimenting now. The tide's coming in, so time to leave our deserted island bit of Llandudno and head over for fish and chips. Now, depending on whether we fancy it or not when we get over there, we may shut the pier from underneath it, but it depends how far the water's actually gone in. Because that's another thing I wanted to shoot, some sort of pier going into the sea, long exposure, smooth out the water. Just have a go at doing that. I've never shot that before. Looks pretty cool when other people do it, so want to have a go myself. Okay, we're getting close to the pier. It's gone a bit dark, as you may probably gather. We're getting close to that pier that I want to shoot, and we'll see whether that works out or whether that's going to be another trial and error thing and a learning curve. Okay, so we're on the pier now and I'm trying different things. This isn't going to be another amazing shot, but it's a pier. I fancy the smooth sort of water level and the pier just leading into the sea. And because there's quite a bit of cloud up there, I'm getting fairly dramatic shots. I'm having to use a fairly long exposure. I'm shooting at about 2.5 minutes at the moment. I think I'm still on ISO 500, so I could knock the ISO down and increase the shutter speed, but it's, at 500 ISO it's not going to be that much noise. Okay, so we're safe and off the pier now. The water's coming up and it started actually reaching the end of the pier. So I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope that when I get home I got at least one image that I'm fairly happy with. I don't think there's going to be anything amazing from today. But it's always nice to get out there and just try shooting new things, something different. And today was definitely one of those days. So for you it's goodbye and we'll see you in the next one. And for us it's fish and chips time. So see ya.